FightHype here with Scott Quigg, fresh off the press conference. So how are you feeling about that?
Yeah, it's another quite entertaining press conference, and I think from the first one, the second one's done. I think the one tomorrow in Belfast is going to be the most lively and the most entertaining.
Yeah, I think it's going to be intense because obviously it's in his back garden. So how you feel about that there?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. It's part of it, and I do think it's going to be a hostile reception. I think there's going to be a really good turnout for him, and there's going to be a few more digs thrown from each side, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I noticed that there's a few digs. It seems like Frampton taking it a bit too more personal than you. You've got a very relaxed look on your face.
Well, he clearly stated that he doesn't like Eddie and he doesn't like Joe, and he admitted that they really get under his skin. So he's not directed anything at me besides what he thinks is going to happen in the fight or what he believes, what will happen, and vice versa. I'm just stating what I know. I'll win this fight, and I threw a light-hearted thing at the start. In his last fight, he was up and down like a yo-yo, but it's just a bit of banter. But I respect him as a fighter. He respects me as a fighter, and he respects between me and him. But he just really, really dislikes Eddie and Joe.
Yeah, I think there's more of a rivalry between him and Eddie than there is a rivalry between yourself and him. Like, I think there's a big mutual respect between both. Yeah. Yeah, so that's I find that kind of odd. Like it's more directed stuff at Eddie than he does at you.
Again, someone must have gone that I don't know about, because for him to get so riled up, it's quite funny, to be honest with you. And you've got Eddie throwing things at, and what Frampton's doing, he's biting on everything. They're throwing things out, they're fishing with him, and every time he's biting. And if there was I don't necessarily like Barry or Shane. They're irrelevant, so if they were trying to goad me, it's irrelevant. Yeah. But with what Carl's doing, he's letting his emotions get the better of him at the minute.
So how do you feel about Carl making references to you? You're not the true champion of?
I don't know. I mean, you'll have to ask him this after I beat him on the 27th, and if you ask him the same question, what's it like to be beat off someone who's not a true champion?
Yeah, that's a good question to ask him. How do you feel about that? Like, because you've been sort of given the title because of what's happened with Wigan.
I've worked very hard for what I've achieved. I know what I've done since I was a kid. I know what I still do now, the way I live my life, and fully dedicate it. I do nothing. Boxing is my life. So whether he goes on about I'm not a real world champion or this or that, it's water off the duck's back. But in the previous press conference, Shane stated that Kiko come to Ireland the second time and didn't believe he could win. So really, he come to Ireland to pick up a paycheck and give Frampton the world title. So did he earn his world title? In my eyes, he did. But if you're going off what Shane said, he didn't.
Yeah, I understand the logic behind that there, to be fair. With that said, there have been talks about power. So do you think you're more powerful than Frampton?
I believe I beat him in every department. I think I'm better than him in every department. But I do think he's a very good fighter. He hits very hard. He's got good boxing skills. But I know that I'm better in every department. They go on about his amateur pedigree and his amateur background. It's not going to make any difference. As you've seen, styles make fights, so he says, which is true. But I didn't have the amateur pedigree that he had. Yeah, I've just took someone out. His toughest opponents, what he said, Kiko Martinez, he took him 9 rounds, and then the second time he went on points. So after he's had all the amateur pedigree, and I've had limited experience as an amateur, I went out there and beat the best opponent he's beat in 2 rounds.
Yeah, because he did mention that. He mentioned that he's never had a first round as bad as that. The first round you had against Kiko Martinez. I
mean, I hope they are actually taking a lot from that and they believe what they're saying. That's all I'm saying on that.
Yeah, it was like the game plan to come out and feel him out for the first round.
Put it one way, if you've seen everything that I did in the gym preparing for that fight, that would answer your question.
Okay, then. Thanks very much for your time,
No,
Scott.
thank you.